Yeah. Hello students, good evening. So I hope you guys doing well. So my name is Prakash, so I am the math tutor for this webinar. Okay, so we'll start the webinar in a moment. So let's wait for another 30, 20 seconds or so. And let's see if anybody joins, okay? Yep. So I hope you guys know the today's topic, which is lines and angles, okay, for grade 9. So please let me know, guys, if you have any questions in between. Please interrupt me and ask me the questions if you have any, okay? If you're not understanding anything, please feel free to ask. Okay, so let me share the PPT and whiteboard. So this is what we're going to discuss today, the lines and angles. So from this, we will learn the types of angles, types of lines, types of angles, and relationship between the lines and angles. And if we get a time, we'll do the types of the 2D shapes. I mean, the relationship between the angles and lines in some shapes such as the parallelogram or a triangle and all, okay? So let's start. So what do you mean by a line first thing? Okay. You could have learned the basics of line. What do you mean by a line? So just for example, is this a line? So I have drawn a something like kind of a line here. Is this a line? You might have a question. A line has different types. The basically speaking, this is not the line. The line, in a sense, it will go on. It will never ends on both sides of yeah, both exactly. The line goes forever. So as Anna said, okay. So it has to be like this with arrow mark at the end on both sides of the line. Okay. Then only this is called as a line. Then only it becomes a line, you can say. But you can ask me sometimes, I mean, in recent times or rather till this class, you could have, we usually say normally this is a line, this is a line, right? We can say, we usually say that, but generally speaking, the line in a sense, this one. It never ends, it goes forever, okay, on both sides of a line, okay? And you can ask me, what do you mean by this then? Without any directions, without arrow mark, which means it starts here and it stops here, which means we can calculate the distance between these two. This is nothing but a segment. Okay, so welcome Amira. Yep. So let me share I'm in the complete detail, just a second. Yeah, hi, welcome to the class. So this one, and here is another one, and I will draw the similar ones, okay? So if it it never ends on both the sides, then this is called as a line. Okay, so which means the first one, line, we can't calculate the distance between the line. Okay, so it will go on forever. So it's not possible to calculate the distance. But the second one, it will start at some point, it ends at the other point. So which means we can calculate the distance of this line, or I mean, this is not a line, this is called as a segment. Okay, so please remember all these things, guys. And the next one, it starts from one place, but it never ends. It will go on. Okay, see, one side somewhere it starts, it never ends. It will go on from the other side. So this is a ring. So I hope you guys, I mean everyone understand this. Line is nothing but it goes on forever. Okay, there is no stoppage. And the segment, in a sense, it will start somewhere, it will end in somewhere as well. Ray, it will start from one place and it will go on. Okay, so one side it will go on. Okay, I hope you guys understand the difference between all these things. If you want me to explain a bit more in this, let's say this
Sir, we
line as
can't
a
hear
A.
you.
Can't hear you? Can't hear me, guys? Hello? Hello? Please respond, anyone. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Everyone?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Anna, you? Okay. Okay, great. So I hope you guys understand the difference between all these three: line, segment, and ray. And let me explain a little more about these things. For example, let's assume AB line. See how we represent line. So this is a line AB. So this is the symbol we need to use at the top. This is a representation of a line. So AB, in a sense, A can be anything, B can be anything. If we mention the symbol at the top, this is nothing but a line AB. So how do we read this? Line AB, or a AB line, we can say that. The second one, the segment, how do we describe or rather represent? For example, if we take this as a A and this is a B, we used to represent AB with this just a dash at the top, which is a segment symbol. Okay. Similarly for ray, if it is AB ray, then we used to call it as AB ray. This is a symbol we are going to use at the top. Okay. So please remember, guys. I mean, remember this going forward. You will get all these things. Okay. So please let me know if you have any questions. This is very important. I mean, the basics of lines. If not, we'll go to the next thing. What do you think? Anybody has any questions? Okay. So that's what I just mentioned here. Just have a look at the definitions if required. Line is a set of points that extends in two opposite directions, which means it will go on independently, which is infinitely. Okay, it has no endpoints. Line has no endpoints. That's a simple way of explaining the line. So you can see the example how it looks like. Ray is a part of a line. It starts from it starts one place. It extends. It extends in one direction. It never stops. And segment, as I said, it starts from somewhere, it ends in another way, which means we can calculate the distance or length of that segment. Okay. So for example, you might have a questions, okay, while creating a triangle and all, we are not going to draw a line, we are going to draw a segment. For example, if you draw a line, you will take some distance like 5 centimeters and just mark it, okay? The line is this one, this portion becomes a segment, okay? Because in this portion, it starts at A and it ends at B, okay? So which means it's a segment. And the next two important things, you might heard the term called collinear. Anybody heard the term called collinear? What do you mean by collinear points? Just have a look at the definition, guys. If three or more points lie on the same line or a same segment, you can call it as, then it is called as a collinear points, or those 3 points are called as collinear points. Okay. If, for example, if it is randomly placed, these points are not collinear because these points are not on a same line. Okay. So it's not a collinear. Collinear in a sense, the 3 points lies on a same straight line. You got the point. I hope you guys understand. What do you mean by collinear points? Three or more points lies on the same line. Okay. So please do ask me if you have any questions, guys. And the next one, the non-collinear, okay? This is nothing but it randomly placed. You can say the randomly placed. The one which I have drawn the triangle like that, okay? Which means points are not lie on the same line, okay? All the points you can say. Some points can lie, but all the points won't lie, right? So that's why we used to call these points as a non-collinear points. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions in this.
No, sir.
Okay. So the next we'll learn the types of lines. Okay. So let's go to the types of lines. So we're done with the basics. Let's go to the types of lines. Okay. So we have many types of lines to be frank, but let's discuss the basic or a major or important types of lines. So you might know what is horizontal line.
Horizontal
Yep.
line. Horizontal ऐसे थी ना?
You might know the vertical, and you might know the parallel lines. You might heard the word called the perpendicular
Sir,
line.
horizontal line is like straight line.
Yep.
Yeah. Vertical line is like something we are standing a line type.
Okay. So the perpendicular line, yes, whatever you said is correct. Okay, let me write and explain all these things quickly. So the parallel perpendicular line. So as Anna said, intersecting lines. Do we have any others? We can say diagonal lines. Diagonal lines. I hope you guys know diagonal lines. What else? Yeah, I think these are the major types of lines. You can say dotted lines, curve lines, and all, but that's the separate types of lines. So these are the basic types of lines. So what is horizontal line? The horizontal line is for a baseline, or it is kind of a ground level line. So from left to right, okay? The horizontal line in the sense the line is drawn from left to right. And the vertical line, I hope everyone knows that, which is from top to bottom, we can say, or bottom to top, okay? Anything is fine. So this is the horizontal, I mean the vertical line, guys. What do you mean by a parallel lines? Any idea? The parallel lines are the lines which never touches each other, right? And the distance between the parallel lines is always the same. Okay, whatever the distance at the starting, the same will be there. Whatever the place, it might be in the mid or at the end of the lines. Okay, so these are the parallel lines. So parallel lines can be written or like horizontally, vertically, diagonally, and any way. So these two are the parallel lines. The bottom two have written. So these two are also a parallel. So parallel lines are the lines which never touches each other, and also the distance between the lines are always the same. Okay. I hope you guys are able to follow me. And then the next one, diagonal lines. I hope you guys know the diagonal. If you want me to draw one, maybe a rectangle. So can you please guys tell me? Let me name these. I mean, in rectangle we have four sides, right? Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. And can you please tell me what are the horizontal lines here? Anyone?
Sir, horizontal line is 1 and 3.
Horizontal lines in 1 and 3. Good. What about the vertical lines?
Vertical lines are 4 and 2.
Yeah, 2 and 4. I hope everyone agrees to that. What about the parallel lines? Anyone?
1 and 3 and 4 and 2.
Yes. So what is the symbol for a parallel line? So we used to call it as this one. See, just double L or double one, you can say. This is a parallel. Okay, but don't mind, I mean, just don't mind that. Okay, you can write it parallel instead of writing that way. So one and rather one is parallel to three. So one and two, one and three, and one more is, as you said, two and four are parallel. And what else I missed here? What do you mean by a diagonal lines here, guys? Anyone?
I don't have any idea.
They're not straight. They're
Okay, so Anna has some question. I think you have got horizontal and vertical lines are wrong. No, Anna, I mean the baseline is a horizontal line. Horizontal line starts from left and it goes to the right, right? So this is an horizontal line. This is an horizontal line, which means 1 and 3 are the horizontal line. Anyone has any questions about that, the horizontal and vertical? Or everyone agrees
No,
to that?
sir.
So this is a vertical, Anna. This is the vertical, isn't it? This is an horizontal. Anna, do you understand?
Yes, but in the diagram, you have said that horizontal is from 1 to 3, which means that it would be vertical.
No. 1, 2, 3. In essence, see, this line from here to here is a line. Okay, this line is nothing but I have taken the top line as 1, the bottom line as 3, the left line as a 4, and right line as a 4. Okay, so I understand where you're coming at, but that's fine. Okay, and finally, someone is saying, what is diagonal lines?
Yes, sir,
Anyone?
what's diagonal?
Okay, I think I haven't drawn a diagonal at all, as you said, and these are the diagonal lines, guys. Okay, we have a two diagonal lines, which is nothing but one corner to the other corner. Okay, opposite corner, we can say, the corner to the opposite corner. We can say if we take A, B, C, D better instead of 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Anna will be fine in that. I think so. A, B, C, D in a sense. AC is the vertical, I mean the diagonal line, and BD is the other diagonal line. I hope you guys understand that. Do you? Anyone? Any questions? Anna, what about you? Okay. So finally we missed one type of a line, which is perpendicular lines in that. Perpendicular lines. Anybody has any question? I mean, any idea of perpendicular lines?
Lines that cross each other.
Okay. Yes, but it must create a 90-degree. Whatever you said is correct, but it must create a 90-degree. Then only it becomes a perpendicular line. Yep, the perpendicular lines meet at right angles, as Anna said in the chart. Okay, so which means it creates four right angles, as you see here. Okay, so this is the perpendicular lines. You might have a questions, only it crosses. It's not supposed to be though. This is also a perpendicular line. Okay, it's just touching. These two lines are just intersecting or are touching, you can say. Still, these two lines are perpendicular lines because it creates or will get 90-degree there, right angle. It creates a right angle there. So that's why. So it can be in the other way around. So for example, this way around. Okay, this is also right angle. I mean the perpendicular lines. Okay, or else we can say only L way. Just write L. So this is also a perpendicular lines, which means it creates a 90-degree here. Anybody has any questions in this? Okay. So next one, the intersecting lines. Intersecting lines. What do you mean by intersecting lines, guys? When two lines intersects in a sense, it crosses to the other. It crosses the other line, we can say. Okay, or else it touches the other line. going past the other line, we can say. So these are the intersecting lines. Yeah, that means the line meet. Okay, there is no angle required here. It can be any type of angle. It can be 20, it can be 30, it can be 90. It doesn't matter. Okay, all the intersecting. If the line meets, okay, if the two lines met, then those two lines are called as intersecting lines. So I'm done with the types of lines, guys. So please let me know if you have any questions. Okay. So let me share the definition if I have any. Just give me a second. Okay. So this is perpendicular lines. I think you guys understand. So when two lines form a right angle with each other by meeting at a single point. So that's what you can see that in the diagram. Okay. So perpendicular. Parallel lines, just have a look at the parallel lines. The two lines said to be parallel when they do not meet at any point. Okay, and also it never intersects. The distance between the two parallel lines are always the same. The final one I just want to explain. Okay, this will take us to the angles. Okay, this transversal line take us to the angles. What is transversal line? In a sense, we have one horizontal line, for example, and the line which intersects this line. This is the transversal line. This is the transversal line. Okay. So this line. So, for example, sometimes we do have two horizontal lines, and there is a one transversal line. Okay, this is a transversal. Which one is a transversal line here? This is a transversal line. Okay, so we'll discuss more about this transversal line when we do the angles. Okay, anybody has any questions, guys? Please feel free to ask me. Okay, now the angles. So can anyone please tell what you mean by an angle? Instead of types, just tell me what is an angle, or rather definition way. Anybody? You can chart. I mean, you can just put it in a chart if you want to. No. I hope everyone heard the word called angles, and I hope you guys learned the angles. Okay, so I got one definition. I got two definitions. Let me put it on the whiteboard both. Okay, so these are the two definitions I got. So that's nice to see all these things. I think both are correct almost. Okay, got one more. Let me have a look. Angles are measured in degrees. Okay, that's fantastic one. Okay, so all three are good. Okay, so an angle is an amount of space between the lines. So this is perfect one, which means if two lines are there, this is an angle. So angle is the amount of space in between, right? So that's, I mean, in between the two lines, as rightly mentioned. So that is an angle. That's perfect. And the other student said the degree. So degree is not an angle. The angle is measured in degrees. Okay, that's good. The good thing. Okay. So this is an angle. So we generally represent the angle using theta. Okay, the symbol for theta is this one. This is a representation of an angle. What is the unit of angle? We do have a 2 units, but we'll learn one now. So unit of angle is degrees. Yep. We do have a radians. I don't know how many knows that. If it is class 9 means you might started learning the radians. If you are moving to class 9 rather, okay. So, but the degrees is the basic unit of angles. Okay, so good that everyone contributed something here. So what are the types of angles? Okay, when the angle is formed. So the question is when the angle is formed. Anybody again? When the angle is formed. Exactly. So that's a perfect way of explaining. You can just have a look at the definitions as so when the two lines meet or intersect, you can say, which means just write one line. If it intersects the other line anywhere, okay. If it intersects here, it doesn't matter, okay. It forms an angle. We have one angle here. We do have another angle here. Okay, it creates, or I mean, we will get two angles here. Rather, it forms two angles here. Okay, this is how the angle is created. Angle is formed rather when the two lines meet, rather intersect. Okay, what are the types of angles, guys? These things you might know. Acute angle. Okay. Before explaining the types of angle, I just want to share say one basic thing. One complete circle is nothing but 360 degrees. Okay, you will start from somewhere. Okay, you will round this. You come back with a complete circle. This is nothing but a 360 degrees. Okay, one complete circle is 360, which means one straight line. You will start here, for example, will go and you will come back here. So what is the straight line? Straight line has 180 degrees. Yes, Sultan, I think you're right. Yes, Anna, you're right. Yep. So, but let me explain a little more here. So one complete circle is 360 degree. A straight line has 180 degree. You know why 180? That is half of 360. The other half will be maybe down the line, okay? I mean under the line, you can see that. So this is 180 degree at the top and 180 degree at the top of at the bottom. So it creates one complete circle which becomes a 360. So if you know one complete circle is 360, then others will follow. Other types will follow you. For example, so let me draw a circle. So what I said, circle creates one complete circle in a sense 360 degree. That's what we just learned. So which means I'm just going to split this circle in two ways, which means this one. So the top one is 180 degrees and the bottom one 180. So the total is 360. Okay, and I'm just drawing one more line. The vertical line, guys, here. Okay, so it creates how many angles here? Can you see that? So this becomes a 90 degree. So each angle becomes a right angle. So that's a 90 degree. So this is a 90 and each one is a 90. So 90 degrees is the base angle. By using this 90 degree, we are going to differentiate the types of angles. Welcome, Joseph. I hope you guys understand. So if you add all these 90s, like 490s, will ended up getting one complete circle, which is 360 degrees. Okay. So what you understand was circle has 360 degrees, straight line has 180 degrees, and then what else? Perpendicular line has, each angle has 90 degrees. Okay, so we are going to use this 90 degree as a base. What if the angle is less than 90? What if the angle is exactly 90? What if the angle is more than 90? So that's how we are going to, by using the base angle as a 90, we are going to find the types or classify the types of angle, guys. Just have a look at the types. I think a few students already said, but let me put it here. Yep, just have a look at that. This, in a sense, Yeah. Just have a look at this. So what are the types? Acute angle, which is nothing but if the angle is less than 90, right angle exactly 90, obtuse greater than 90 and less than 180, isn't it? 90 to 180 we can say. And the straight angle, in a sense, the angle is formed in a straight line, which is 180. The reflex angle is 180 to 360, in between 180 to 360. The full angle is nothing but a complete circle. Okay. So these are the how many? We have a 6, right? So these are the basic types of angles using 90 degree. Or rather, we are going to, I mean, we will find the angles, all these types of angles in between 0 to 360. Anybody has any questions, guys? Okay.
Think so.
Okay. So now let me ask you simple questions, okay, before we proceed to the next one. Okay. So I mean, let me think. I mean, let me check if you guys really understand or not. So can anyone tell me what is 89 degrees? So what type of an angle it is, guys? Anyone can say. Yep. Acute is still done. So what about 116 degrees?
Obtuse.
Obtuse, nice one. What about 270 degrees? If you want me to show the types, I will do it again.
Reflex.
Reflex, excellent. And then let's say, what about 220, guys? Reflex again, very nice. So what about exactly 90?
Right angle.
Very nice. And let me add one more. What is 360? Full angle. Everyone agrees to this? Full circle
Yes.
or full angle? Yeah. So what about 361, guys? This looks interesting. Anybody? Yeah, I think Anna answered correctly there. But other students, guys, understand what is 361? See, and just roughly draw here. You will start here. This is a 0 degree. You will start. 360 is nothing but one complete circle. Then 361 in a sense. So this is the 0. If you come back one complete circle, it becomes a 360. 1 means it will go in the first quadrant, which is acute angle. I hope everyone understands. What do you think, guys? Confusing? Please let me know. I will explain it again.
So could you explain one more?
Okay, sure. So let me write it in a quadrants way. I hope you guys know the quadrants of angles, isn't it? So this is a 0. This is where it starts, 0 degrees. So this is a right angle. I mean, it after 90 degree, it becomes a 90. So 90 plus 90, this is a 180. And this becomes a 270. And again, if it goes here, it becomes a 360, which is same as a 0 degree. Okay, everyone knows this. So if I say, if you take one example in the previous, I have given 270 or a 220 for example. How do you draw an angle? See, somewhere here is a 270 or 220 rather. So you are going to draw a line. So this is a 220 degrees. I hope everyone agrees. So what is the angle of 220? This is an angle of 220. It starts from 0, guys. So from 2, I mean, I'm talking about a 220. Okay. So it starts from 0 and it goes to here. So this is a 220. I hope you guys understand this. But what I was talking about a 360 plus. So 361, it will start here. So if this one is 90, another 90 to 170, then 270. So this is 360. If it goes a little up, so this is 361, just an example, which means where it stands here. What is the angle here? What type of an angle here? So this is an acute. So more than 90 obtuse. Combination of these two becomes reflex, I think. Yep. So what do you mean by that then? So 361 in a sense, the acute angle. Everyone understand? Still have any questions? I will explain again if you want to.
Understood, sir.
Sorry?
Understood, sir.
Okay, great. So I will ask you one more question then in this. Can you please tell me what is 330 degrees? What type of an angle it is? Tell me the quadrant and tell me the angle as well. 330, 330. Tell me the quadrant and then tell me the type of an angle. Fourth quadrant, I hope everyone agrees to this. Somewhere it comes here. This is 330 and which is reflex angle. Excellent. Guys, everyone understand this?
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you one more question. Let's say, yes, Sultan. Yep. Let's say 384, guys. So what type of an angle it is? First, find the quadrant. So that makes us easier to find the type. So where is 384 comes?
First quadrant.
Yeah, one complete circle is nothing but, let me write it here. One complete circle is nothing but 360. So we left with another 24. So it will come somewhere here. So this is a acute angle, which is nothing but a 24 degrees. 24 24 degrees is same as 384 degrees. You can say the number is bigger, the number doesn't match it. But in mathematics, in this angles, 24 is same as 384. That's it. Yes, Sana, you're right. Okay. So before we go to the types of, other types of angles, so let's stick in this this quadrants. Okay, I will ask you, or we'll try a few more questions in this. So the clockwise, what do you mean by a clockwise? You heard it. This is the clockwise, which is 0, 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and what else? 270, and this one is a 360 degrees. If it is a clockwise, if you are calculating an anti-clockwise, what do you mean by that? So you are going in a different direction, opposite direction. Okay, so in that case, again you will start with 0. Okay, I will write in the different color here. This becomes a 90 degree, which is negative 90, because we are going in an opposite direction, anti-clockwise direction. Okay, and the minus 180 becomes minus 180, which is same as minus 180, and 90 in essence negative 270, and then it comes to the negative 360 if you want to write. Guys, please let me know if it is confusing. If we are going in a clockwise direction, we will use the positive numbers like 0, 90, 180, 270, 360. If we are going in a negative direction, which is anti-clockwise direction, we will take a negative values, which is 0, minus 90, minus 180, minus 270, and minus 360 as well. From this, before we go to the next one, I just want to confirm with you guys. Anybody has any questions? Please feel free to ask me. Shall we continue then?
Wanted to ask, shouldn't, is the top arrow like
Yeah,
arrow
the pink,
anti-clockwise?
yeah, the pink color one is the clockwise, okay? The clockwise. And the this one, what is this? Blue one kind of a one is an anti-clockwise.
Isn't
Okay? Yeah.
isn't clockwise supposed to go the way like the
I understand. I hope that I will get a question. I thought that I will get a question. That's a good question, okay? But in angles, we used to calculate in a different way. So I understand where you're coming at. In a watch, this is the clockwise, isn't it? That's what you mean to say. But in angles, we used to consider that, okay?
okay.
Yeah, so that's the only thing. So it's an opposite way. Okay, so from this, what you guys understand, 270 is nothing but minus 90. If you write minus 90 degrees, it's not, I'm not talking about a number. 270 is not equals to minus 90. If we don't have a degrees, if we don't have an angle, and we are discussing only angles, okay? In angles, 270 degrees is same as minus 90. So 180 is same as minus 180. 0 is same as 360. 0 is same as negative 360. 90 plus 90 is same as 270. You guys understand? Okay, I hope that I hope you guys understand. If yes, please try to answer a couple of questions here. Can you please tell me what is the angle of 5 degrees in a negative? I mean, okay, let's take a negative 5. So I have taken the angle as a negative 5 degrees, and please tell me what is the angle in positive? What is the angle in positive?
Acute.
Sorry?
Acute.
No. I am not asking the type of an angle, Joseph. I'm just asking. I have written the angle in negative. We just need to write this in a positive angle. Okay. If we'll come back to your method. Okay, I unanswered correctly though. So we'll come back to your method. So what is minus 5? Minus 5 comes here, right? Can you see the red line down below? See, minus 5 in a sense, we are going from the downwards. Minus, because minus in a sense, we are going in an opposite direction. So minus 5 in a sense, this is minus 5. You agree, Joseph, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is minus 5 in a sense, 360 minus 5. What is 360 minus 5? Which is same as 355. So I mean few students answered correctly, which is same as 355 degrees. Minus 5 degrees is same as 355, guys. That's it. Which means we just subtract from, or rather we just subtract from 360. Okay, let's say one more question here. We'll get an idea, more idea rather. So can you please tell me, anyone, what is 100 degrees in minus 100 degrees in a positive way? I mean, the positive angle, you can say. Yep. Others, what about others? Minus 100 is nothing but what? Sultan answered 260, Joseph answered 80. So where is minus 100 will come? So minus 100 will come somewhere here. Okay, let me take the different color. This is a minus 100. I hope everyone agrees to this. Somewhere here rather. No, we always subtract from the 360 because 360 is the complete angle, full angle, Joseph. So we have to subtract from 360. So 360 minus 100. So it's as straightforward, which is No, Sultan. Minus 100 will leave minus 80. No. See, if negative angle is given, we just need to, add 360 to that, which is 100, negative 100 is given. So you will add 360 to that, which is 360 degrees minus 100, which is 260. So minus negative 100 is same as 260 degrees. Okay. So I will clear your doubts. Okay, let's go to the next page. Okay, I will write only negative values here. See, this is 0, this is minus 90, because which means this angle will be what? Will be around minus 45, isn't it? And then this is minus 180, this is minus 270. Okay, so our question is 100 degrees, minus 100 degrees. See, this is 90, minus 90. So minus 100 will come here. I hope everyone agrees to this. This is nothing but minus 100. This is nothing but positive 260. You guys understand now? Let me take one more example, if not. Or let's say, can we take 200? Negative 200. What is negative 200 in a positive angle? So where is negative 200? 180 we have, negative 180. So which means we'll get somewhere here, negative 200. So this is the negative 200. So which means this is nothing but what? This is nothing but 160, as others said. Few students said yes, Sultan. Yep. So that's an excellent. Which means I hope everyone understand. Joseph, do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, Amira, what about you? Do you understand? Okay. So you will get a question like, what do you mean by minus 90 degrees? Minus 90 in positive angle. Write minus 90 degrees in positive angle, which is 270 degrees. Okay. Same way, you might get the question, what is positive 210 degrees in a negative way, in a negative angle? Okay, the same thing, but what you will do, you will subtract 210 minus 360, so that you will get the answer in negative. Okay, it's a very straightforward. So what might be the answer then? 150 is in the negative 150 is in it. I hope everyone agrees to this. Yep. Okay, so that's it of these quadrants and all. Okay, so you will get a question in all these ways. They will give an angle, they will ask you what type of an angle it is, and they will give an angle, they will ask you which quadrant it comes in, and they will give a question and they will ask you to write the angle in negative way. The negative angle for that, or a positive angle for that. So, okay, I hope everyone understands this. Okay. So now, everyone understand the types of angles. So these are the 6 types of angles. Okay. So this is nothing but where it is. Yeah, this one. So these are the types of angles everyone understands. Acute, right angle, obtuse angle, straight, reflex, and full rotation, or a full angle. So now, when we are going to use all these angles, where we use these angles? Okay, so what is the relationship between these angles? Okay, that's what we are going to learn now. So if you want to, I think these are the definitions you might already know. So what is obtuse angle? What is acute angle? Now, so I just want to share here. Okay. Okay. Now let's learn We do have other types of angles. When we get other types of angles by using the relationship between the angles, we can say. Instead of other types of angles, we can say relationship between the angle. Okay, just a second. What do you mean by that? So I think everyone understands the right angle now. What do you mean by a right angle which has a 90-degree base? Okay. So this is a right angle. If we add one more line here, it creates two angles here. See, one right angle is nothing but a 90-degree. Everyone knows that. If we add one more line here, it creates two angles. One is this angle, one is this. So, but the total is what? The total is always a 90-degree. I mean, this angle is always a 90-degree. I'm just drawing down here the right angle. But 90-degree is divided into two angles, okay? Which means what? Can anyone tell me which is, if this is 30 degrees, what might be this, guys? Yep, yes, Sana, you're right. What about others? If this is 90-degree, yes, Sultan, 90 minus 30. What is 90 minus 30? Yep. What about others, Joseph? Yep, yes, Sultan. Yes, so everyone knows that, okay? So it forms two angles. Let's say this is one angle, this is another angle. So these two angles are called as complementary angles. What do you mean by a complementary angles? You might have a question. So if two angles add up to, not three angles or more angles, only two angles. If two angles add up to 90 degrees, then we used to call those angles as a complementary angles. I hope you understand, everyone understand that. If not, please feel free to ask me again. Okay? So which is nothing but a 90 minus theta. I mean, if you want to find the other angle in complementary. So that's the complementary. The next one is the straight line. Okay, this is a straight line. You guys know that this is 180 degrees. So what I will do, I will add one line here. So it creates two angles here. I hope everyone agrees to this. So let's say this angle is 110 degrees. So what might be this one? Guys?
180 minus 110.
Yes. Why 180 in this case? Because we are using the straight line. Because straight line has a straight angle which is 180. So 180 minus 110 is 70. So this is 70. So these two angles are called as what? Anybody?
Supplementary.
Supplementary angles. Perfect. Yes. So complementary angles, in a sense, two angles add up to 90, and supplementary angles, in a sense, two angles add up to 180. Okay, I am just keep on saying two angles, only two. Okay, if we have something like this, I'm just drawing roughly here, guys. Even this one also, these three angles add up to, if let's say this is 60, this is 60, and this is 60. These three angles add up to 180, but these are not supplementary. Because supplementary or complementary, in a sense, only two angles add up to 90 or 180 respectively. I hope you guys understand that point. Okay. So now done with the supplementary angles and complementary angles. So now, I was talking about the transversal line at starting, right? I told you we'll discuss more when we do angles. So this is a line, normal line you can say. This is a transversal line. Or this one is a horizontal, this one is a transversal. Yeah. Can anyone tell me how many angles it forms here? It formed here rather when it intersects. What about others? How many angles it formed here? Sultan, Joseph, Amira? Okay. It forms 4 angles. So this is one angle, this is another angle, and we do have another, this is the second angle, or rather we can say this is the 4 angle. So which means we have 4 angles, guys, here. So anybody understand why I have written 2 and 4 on the same color and 1 and 3 in the same color?
Because they are
So
vertically opposite.
vertically opposites. That's an excellent point. Good, very good, Joseph. So yes, Sultan, very good. Yes, Sana. So what do you mean by that? How do we represent the angles? You need to remember. So this is the representation of angle. This is a symbol we use to represent the angle. So this is nothing but angle 1. The top here I have written. This is nothing but the angle 1. If we put m in front of this, this becomes a measure of angle 1. Okay, let me tell you again. This is nothing but an angle 2. We are not supposed to read it as a 2. We have to read it as an angle 2. If it is m, if we have a m in front of that angle, that becomes a measure of angle 2. I hope you will guys remember that. You guys remember that, I hope. Okay, so now as you rightly said, you guys rightly said, angle 1 and angle 3 are same, angle 2 and angle 4 are same, which means these two are called as, we can say, opposite angles, or else we can say vertical angles. Yep. And in the same thing, in the same diagram, what is the, so if I ask you the question, what is the relationship between angle 1 and angle 3, you will say the answer as those two are vertical lines. I mean, vertical angles are opposite angles. But anyone can tell me what is the relationship between the angle 1 and angle 3? Angle 1 and angle 2 rather. Angle 1 and angle 2.
They are adjacent.
Yep, very nice. Okay, so Anna said then the other way around, which is 180, that's very good. But this is nothing but the adjacent angles. So next to each other, the angles which is next to each other. Yeah, they add up to 180 and are adjacent. Yes, Sultan, you're right. So can anyone tell me what are the other angles we have adjacent here? 1 and 2. We can take 2 and 3. We can take 3 and 4. Yeah, 4 and 3 or whatever, and then 1 and 2 as well. I mean 1 and 4 as well. Okay, so we have 4 adjacent angles here. I think everyone understands, so that's why you guys are answering. So I can assume that you guys will understand. Done with the opposite angles, done with adjacent angles. What else left? Supplementary, complementary, done. Okay. So finally, we'll conclude after this. So after this, so for example, we have two parallel lines and one transversal, and I will write it in this way this time around. So this is a line 1, line 2. I hope everyone agrees that these line 1 and line 2 are parallel. And this is the transversal line, the other one, intersecting line, which is transversal. Can anyone tell me how many angles it forms here? Okay. Okay. Yes, Anna, you're right. Yeah. Yes, Sultan. Yep. So 1, 3, 5, 7. Let me take the different color. 2, 4, 6, And what else? 8, right? Yeah. So we have 8 angles. Everyone agrees to that. And again, 1, 3, 1, 3 are the opposite angles. I mean vertical angles. 2 and 4 are the vertical angles. 4, 6. I mean 6 and 8 are the vertical angles. 5 and 7 are the vertical angles. I think everyone agrees to that. And then adjacent angles, everyone knows that next to each other. 1, 2 or 2, 3 or 3, 4. Or if you come down, it can be 5, 6 or 6, 7, or else we can take 7, 8 or a 5, 8. So those are the adjacent angles. But here, I want to explain here a bit other than that, which is nothing but the corresponding angles. Yeah. What do you mean by a corresponding angles? Anybody? I think Anna answered here. Corresponding angles are the angles which is at the same place, but the different positions. Okay, the different positions in a sense, different lines I am talking about. Same position in the different lines. See, can you see 1 and 5 is at the same place, but same place in different lines, same positions we can say. Guys, understand that? Which means the corresponding angles are always equal. So what are the corresponding angles we have here? Angle 1 and angle 5, angle 2 and angle 6, angle 4 and angle 8. I think everyone answered yes. I think yeah, Sultan answered. Okay. So angle 3 and angle 7. 6 2, yeah, we can say other way around as well. 2 6 or 6 2 or 5 1 or 1 5, both are same. So this is nothing but a corresponding angles. Yes, Sultan. Yes, Ryan. You're right. Excellent. So this is nothing but a corresponding angles. Alternative angles. Anybody? Alternate angles or alternative angles. Alternate angles. Better.
3 and 5.
3 and 5, someone said 3 and 5. Yeah, so which is alternate, the meaning itself, you can see that alternateness one after another, it seems, right? So you can take that. We can take it as 3 and 5 or 4 and 6. Opposite on other side. Yep, exactly. But I think alternate sides or rather alternate angles are also equal in this case. I hope everyone understand. And finally, so we'll conclude this with the interior angles and exterior angles. What do you mean by interior angles, guys? Interior angles. What are the interior angles in this diagram? What do you mean by interior angles? Inside the shape. Yes. Exterior angles, the angles which comes outside the shape. Yep. Yep. Very nice, Anand Sultan. Okay, so what are the interior angles here? Angle 3, angle 4, angle 5, and angle 6. Those 4 angles are the interior, and 1, 2, 8, 7 are the exterior angles. Yep, it's nice to see you guys answering all these questions. I think I'm done with the webinar. I think. Let me have a look once. Yep, I'm done with the webinar. So please let me know, guys, if you have any questions.
No, sir.
Okay. So I have few questions to try. Very few today. What is 89? I think I already asked you the same question. What is 89? And can you please can anyone tell me the quadrant as well?
Right angle or obtuse?
Acute, less than 90, right? So acute.
Oh yeah, acute angle.
Obtuse.
Obtuse, someone said.
Acute angle, sir.
Okay, acute, very nice. And the first quadrant, I think everyone agrees to that as well. Okay, So find the remaining angle. So only one angle is given here. They asked us to find the remaining 7 angles. Remaining 7 angles. Who wants to try? So I will ask you this one first. What is this one, guys? This
54.
angle. 54. Then what about this one then?
54.
So you can solve this 2 ways. Okay, so I think someone answered. Okay, yeah.
26.
So just take away 54 from 180.
126.
Yeah, perfect. 126. And which means what about this one here?
It's the same.
Same. What about the other angles? So can you please tell me this one first?
126.
No. This
54.
is 54. And can you please relate this angle with this angle? If you want me to take the different color, I will do that. What type of an angles these two are? These two.
Corresponding.
Yep. Everyone agrees to that?
Yeah.
Corresponding angles, which means it will be in the same place but different lines. Okay. Okay. So, and which means this will becomes a 54. Everyone agrees to that, and this is 126. This is another 126. Nice, guys. I think I have a similar question. One more. Yeah. We'll try this. 133. If this is 133, what about the opposite angle, which is again 133?
133.
Yeah. What about the other two in this? These two angles.
47.
47. Let me have a look. 40, 40, 180. Yep. 47. That's very nice. So this is also 47. Now we completed one line angles. When we move to the other one, what we need to do? We have to place the corresponding angles first. Okay. We need to use the corresponding angles rule rather, which is this one. Okay. But I think this is not a difficult question though, if we know the rules. Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yes, guys, I think I'm done with. Let me check if I have any. No. Will they always be the same? Which one you were talking about, Sultan? Which one you were talking about, Sultan?
Will they always like correspond?
Yeah, corresponding angles are always the same. Always the same. Yes. Always the same. Yep. Okay. So we didn't get the time to go for other types. Other types in a sense,
Yeah.
the polygons and all. Maybe we'll do that in a different webinar, guys. Yep, it's nice chatting with you all, guys. And please take care and have a nice day, guys. Thank you so much. Take care.
Bye, sir.
Bye. Take care.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
day.
Yep.
Yes,
You're
sir.
welcome. Yep, you are welcome, guys.